Lovely that. We're driving on the M6 going north to Scotland. We've already been on the road about 3 hours, I'd say, maybe a bit more, from Wales. Of course, there's lots of congestion today on the M6 and it's pretty horrendous. We're just coming up between Manchester and Liverpool and I have to concentrate. The Micra is doing well so far. It started beautifully and now hopefully we'll get to our first campsite by about 6 to 7 p.m. They just said just turn up, don't worry about booking, so we're just going to turn up. So we've arrived safely in Scotland. The Micra did not fail us, it got us there. About a petrol tank and a bit's worth of fuel used up, which is a lot. But I was driving quite quickly down the motorway for the Micra. I mean, what a car. But there's thunderstorms all around us. The weather's completely turned. We've just had the heat wave and now Scotland is welcoming us with thunder. Don't know if you can hear it. So our plan is to basically drive some kind of loop around Scotland. Not all the coast or anything like that, but about 5 days worth of travelling and exploring. And we're going to obviously camp as much as we can in different tent campsites, maybe a bit of wild camping if the opportunity arises, but we have no idea where we're going. We're kind of taking things one at a time, but we are going to go to the Galloway National Park tomorrow and have a little walk. So we just literally managed to get the tent done in time, like give or take 20 minutes, and we would have been doing it in the rain. One thing I will say is I don't think the weather could be more Scottish, could it? We had this beautiful heat wave, and it's timing, not geographical location, because the whole country's like this right now. It's in the United Kingdom, but it's funny, you get to Scotland and it's like really grey, it's just grey, like there's the mountains up there, there's hills, but you can't see it, it's all just grey. What we're going to do now is we're going to head to Galloway National Park. This part of Scotland, like most of the countryside, both in Wales and Scotland to be fair, are dark skies, meaning they're really good for stargazing. But this specific loch we're at had a big sign saying, you know, dark sky night. But this is a hydroelectric situation, so they've got a dam at the end. You've already had breakfast? Raspberries. Oh, there's wild raspberries, is there? Yeah. They're good? Yeah, very good. Scotland has very good raspberries apparently. Is it? Why is no one else eating them? Because dogs probably urinated on them. Okay. Bruce's stone is a stone, oh, it's like a monument for when there was a battle here in 1307, I think. Basically Bruce, or King Bruce, was a Scottish king who had a battle here 700 years ago-ish and won and started to kick the English out again. Because this is all like post William Wallace's uprising. But this is like years ago, this is like 1307, I mean, it's a long time ago. Around that time as well, Wales had just like basically lost pretty much, was it 1282, 1286, Wales lost to the English and basically have been English ever since.
What are you doing?
Cleaning up a Stella jam. I've got a bit of Stella left to do. Oh, I win. Well, so we're on the Merrick's Trail. I've had to come up this mountain called Merrick because I have a gaming friend called Merrick. That's his gamer tag. So this is for you, Merrick. I'm sure you'll appreciate that. So we're going to walk as far as we're willing to go. We're not going to be silly. And if the trail ends, we're going to turn around because we don't have a compass. We don't have anything that would help us tell us where we're going. So if we think like we're going to get lost, or if it gets really cloudy and we can't see, we're just going to do a U-turn. We don't want to be one of those tourists because we're not prepared for this at all. I think I used that rock. So we've walked for about an hour. We've come across one of these buildings, which I believe you're allowed to sleep in. There's like a donation box, but they're all free. It's a bit like part of the wild camping idea. I wonder if someone's staying there now. It's like tins and
Yeah.
No one's looked after this though.
No.
Must be one of the ones that are not maintained. That's really disgusting, isn't it? People. Like genuine. It makes me so cross.
Why did you rubbish?
Just take the rubbish with you.
Yeah.
That's disappointing. Now this is where things get a bit like iffy jiffy. I think if the trail stays like this, I think we'll turn back because this is almost unfollowable. Because we won't know, like if it gets misty, like this isn't much of a path. So I think our decision is we're going to go back because it's not like perfect walking conditions today. It's really cloudy up on the top of the mountains. We don't have the footwear, we don't have the expertise, we don't have any of that malarkey. And the path now it's basically stopped. I can imagine Merrick would be like, how dare you not climb the mountain named after my gamer name? To which my argument would be, listen Merrick, too lazy. So we're just heading down to Loch Drool. Basically just following the river along. I don't know, it's just so irresponsible. Just get rid of your crap. Take bin bags with you. They have, but they've left them here. Isn't that good of them? Who's going to clean up? Anyway, you can see the view of the beautiful lake here. See what I mean? So look at this. This drives me up the wall. This can't be the case. These people can't seriously have come here. They must be coming back. They must be coming back. But I'm really disappointed that like there's all these lovely places and people are just leaving their
King Robert is hiding out in these hills with no more than around 300 men. Like a wildcat, he remains hidden and vigilant until the chance comes to pounce on his prey. Here, at Glendrol, he lures the Earl of Pembroke and 1,500 heavy English cavalry along the narrow track on the south side of Loch Drool. At Bruce's signal, his men, mostly light-footed Islesmen and Irish, bombard the English with rocks and debris, then fall on them as they scatter. Pembroke escapes to Carlisle, but with the first major success under his belt, Bruce's reputation begins to grow.
You won't be able to see them, but there's a lot of these tiny midges. So every single fly you see there is having a little nibble. So we were just decided, like, you know, we're not going to go up Merrick all the way to the top because the weather might turn, and it has turned now.
What a lovely scenic views and scenic sounds.
The squeaking is doing my head in. So this is the sort of thing I was hoping for. We're on a road trip, really narrow roads, perfect for the Micra. The weather's not great, but we're driving through the Scottish hills and mountains, and it's just amazing up here. I mean, I know the weather isn't doing it justice. My squeaky window wipers aren't. But like, it's great fun to drive. Plenty of passing places, the roads are tarmacked. There's the odd pothole, but it's fine. The car's still going. Look at that amazing view from outside our little tent. So yeah, we're just chilling with pot noodle. Other brands are available, and so
For good memories, Madly. She's watching us. I know.
we slept okay, and now we are. It rained a lot though, but it's dry today. So I'll let the tent air out and dry out for as long as I can before we have to leave. What do you think of Scotland so far?
Let's see. And it's wet and it's windy. A bit breezy and cold. It's gorgeous.
So we're in Ayr,
Ayr.
and you got this beautiful view of all the islands, Isle of Arran, Tyre, and all the rest of it. Nice little display showing us what's where and when. We came here because we needed a toilet break, and we're trying to look for petrol because
Petrol station.
yeah, our Micra needs E5 fuel, not E10, otherwise it'll ruin it. So I've got to get the good stuff, the premium super unleaded, basically. So we're in Luss, which is a beautiful, apparently the loveliest village in Scotland. It is very lovely. Christina loves it. Christina seconds it. There we are.
A little of coffee again.
Only one a day.
Every day. $3.50 every day. It's bloody waste of money.
I know,
Here I am drinking tap
we could afford a
water.
house if we did do this.
Yes. It's a new stupid habit. Oh, that's cute. They smell it like that.
Putting it down.
I love it.
So we've just parked at the Falls of Falloch.
Nearly died.
No, I just had to turn it around a few times. Christina was a bit nervous because we couldn't get out otherwise.
No, because there's a cliff in front of us.
I did a 16-point turn. Very noisy here, as you can imagine. Lots of rushing water. But it's really, really beautiful here. Again, there's litter. And dog poo. I'm not saying I'm a perfect traveller, but I do the minimum. I do the minimum. I'm really starting to struggle with the concept of like how much litter there is in these really beautiful places. It's evident that what's happening is tourists, and we're tourists, we come and then we just leave our crap everywhere. It's just really irresponsible. Because a lot of the time I've noticed it's people bringing loads of stuff with them. They've got like a 5-course meal. Like Christine and I have just been eating grapes for most of the day. And I'm not saying I'm gatekeeping it.
Well.
Oh, sweet. But when we eat in the car, because the rubbish stays in the car. You know, it's bad enough that we've got a little petrol engine driving around polluting the place, but we're trying to leave a minimum
We always
impression.
have like a little bag of rubbish. We don't have like.
And we keep hold of it and we put it in the bin when we find one. It really isn't hard. I'm playing chess badly. I just made the worst. It's made the worst move of my life.
Ready to go. Yep.
So our car has many features. It has a tape player. We have a mixed tape. If you know what tape is, that's what a tape is. I'm sure you will do. And we also have a great mechanism for opening and closing the boot. Push to open the petrol, pull to Open the boot. We have everything you need. Speedometer, fuel and temperature. Time's wrong on there. It's done 75,000 miles and a bit. Behind us is Loch Ness. There's a castle down there, but it's 13 quid to get in, so we've parked cheekily and we're just gonna take a few sights and then go back. Keep moaning about how big people's cars are. I mean, we don't have... Well, I know. Can't even see my car now behind that big white one. No, the car's got too big. And so we're just walking through Inverness. What do you think? Very pretty, isn't it?
Yes, I love all those old Victorian buildings.
Very nice.
One prettier than another.
Yeah. My foot is down and it's not moving off 60 because we're down this hill. But I'm like slowly making progress on my camper van and stuff.
That's how Ellis eats. On the go. That's how you move on with time.
So we're going up the Cairnhorn, I think that's how you pronounce it. And it's mostly uphill. And the car is struggling, I'm not going to lie. I just had that third and I couldn't get past 30. We're nearly at the top. 3 minutes?
3.
Okay. Oh, look, the view down there.
Yeah.
We're going to make it! Come on, car! We're going 50 up here. I'm just trying to keep momentum. I say it's irresponsible, but... Come on! Power! The views from up here were absolutely spectacular. We didn't actually decide to walk up the mountain, but you can easily do it from here. We decided that because we had no gear and no idea, and that it was very cloudy up there, we decided not to climb up. So we then got back into the car and headed towards Perth. So we've stopped off at Perth. It's very grey. Scotland is very grey today. We've got a campsite booked, ready to go, which is in between Perth and Edinburgh and St Andrews. And here Alex.
Hi.
Oh.
I see your nose holes.
And we're now heading, well, we're going to walk along the Perth River, and then we're going to explore just north and west of Edinburgh, north and east of Edinburgh, and then we're going to go to the campsite.
Yoo-hoo.
We've arrived in St Andrews after just driving through Dundee. This is where that famous links golf course is. Obviously Scotland is the home of golf. I've played golf like twice. Terrible. I have hit one par in my life though. Maybe I've played 3 times, but that was back in Wales in a small golf course called Capelbanga, a little 9-holer. But we're going to have a little look around St Andrews.
Seems very posh.
It's top. We've had free parking. Murray car park right in the centre. Can't go wrong. There's a lot of golfing people here, lots of Americans. Just saw some Americans finish a round and they were like, oh, what a pleasure, saying thank you to the Scottish caddies who obviously shown them what to do, as in what clubs to use and what the lay of the land was. But if you love golf and you like seeing minted people walk around the place talking about golf, then St Andrews is a place for you. Just walking alongside St Andrews Castle, heading down towards the beach. It's very warm. The temperature here is completely different to what it was when we were up in the Highlands, by about 5 degrees, maybe 6. And it's been growing lots of strawberries and raspberries and blueberries around here. So the plan is now to go back to go to our little campsite. When I rang ahead, she's lovely. I said, do you have any spaces? She said, we have a field, which is exactly what we want.
I don't know about Loch Ness. I didn't know that was a thing. What? Something Nessie monster. Never heard of it. Because one of my workmates has. Have you seen the Nessie monster? I'm like, what's that? So yeah, a bit embarrassing, I guess.
How's it going, Christina?
Good.
Good. Christina's making the bed.
Special way of doing bedding.
Basically, she makes her side more comfy.
Today it's mine. I've got the mat. Yesterday you had the mat.
Oh, okay.
So we've got Scottish Hebridean sea salted caramel fudge. Bought from Scottish shop. Expensive too. Did you see that? My glasses just broke. Anyway, that's not the first time. So I'm gonna try this. It's so good. It's very good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I approve.
So we're in a tent, so they're doing there's like light shining through from the combine harvester and the wind, and it's quite dramatic. This is our most dramatic night in Scotland. I have a St Andrews Brewing, I don't know why I went Scottish, that IPA. It's a fruity one. Fruity! So we're just walking along the coast in a place called Ely, and the North Sea doesn't look particularly inviting today. It looks very, very quite rough, but there's this lovely beach down here, and there's some gorgeous houses along the sea wall here, and it's very idyllic. It's just got that classic battering wind that I always just seem to associate with the east of England, northeast of England, and the east of Scotland. So we're just going through Ely and Earl's Ferry, basically one and the same place, according to the Tourist Information Board. So this is now Earl's Ferry, just in Ely. Golf course here, of course. So we're just at Dalgety Bay train station. I think this was the best option. We've managed to get station free parking and there's loads of spaces, and it's only £4 for a day return with the two together cards. So Christine and I basically can return off peak for £4 each. So that's probably cheaper than driving there, all the stress of driving there, congestion, whatever else Edinburgh has to offer. I've never seen so many people.
I know.
But we're in the cemetery here, the old Canton Cemetery. And it's quiet here, which is nice for more than one reason. But Edinburgh is, oh.
So many people.
Liga Balu.
Not used to be very busy, crazy. Can't walk.
But we've got a great view of Edinburgh from here.
That is amazing. Here, I think we go home now.
Yeah, we can go home now. So we're back at the train station that we parked in, and now we're going to try, well, we've been trying to find a campsite, but obviously it's a Friday and it's all lastminute.com with us, and we're struggling to find a campsite. I've rang a few places and looked online, whatever, they're all obviously sold out because it's a Friday. The weather's just turned really bad. We've had a few of these showers. Saw a beautiful rainbow though coming off the train back from Edinburgh. So it looks like we might stay in a hotel tonight.
Good morning. Happy whatever day it is. We are about to leave our hotel, Edmonton Hotel in the middle of nowhere. £34 for a room, got an upgrade, bargain.
Slowly driving away back to England, and we're by Loch Ken, and we just saw a giant fish about the water, but we missed it on camera.
I mean, hell of a blop.
Hell of a plop. We're in Kirkcudbright and there's a grand parade on today. Literally just turned up here as like a friend recommended to come here, and there's a big parade on today, so we're going to watch the parade and then we're going to go home.
Well, we are very lucky to see a little parade in Estonian. I think it's like local people doing different activities and
Different costumes, isn't it?
Wearing costumes, it's like pipe players.
Yeah, the brass band.
Yeah, Samba
Scottish
girls.
pipe, Samba girls, Spice Girls.
Spice Girl, it's a...
Kids are all involved, aren't they?
The bus? No.
Oh, like the nursery rhymes on the bus, on the big lorry. Yeah, on McDonald's farmers there. Yeah, it's like the community spirits of Scotland shining through, and that's one thing we'd both probably think for a whole trip in Scotland. Spirit has been something that has just shone through, regardless of the weather. There's that just great. Like, spirit is the only word I can use, really. Like that, every campsite owner we've met have been lovely.
Yeah.
Camping on campsites, although it's not like maybe the definitive way of camping in Scotland. You can do wild camping, of course, but for a sort of halfway house where you've still got that safety net of toilets and showers and whatnot. Probably to close off then, if I don't film anymore, would be simply to say, if you come to Scotland, please don't litter. Leave it as you found it. Beautiful, serene, picturesque. Don't leave your crap about. Come fairly prepared, as in, if I'm going to take a load of food and drinks out with me in the wild, make sure you're going to take it back with you. If you're going to have a barbecue, make sure you don't just leave it there because it's too hot to take. Have some means of cooling it down and taking it with you. Because the litter was probably the only thing that disappointed us, and that's nothing to do with local people. That's the visitors who come here.
Loveliest people.
The
Friendliest.
Scottish people are so lovely. And I'm definitely coming back here again.
How squeaky soft! I can't believe it!
You can use so much. Whatever it was, I cleaned them. I tried to wipe off whatever it was on them. So we've just got to Wales. We're nearly home. 2 hours left, and the car's giving me old little engine light. I think that's emissions. She did it with an engine light, but it's only an emissions thing, and I don't think it's actually. I think it's a sense failure because the car's running fine. Die down, Team Micra.
Let's go to bed.
That's good.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, I did. Love you lots.